गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जो विश्वपाल परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सतश्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य जगत गुरु सेवर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड पति पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय विश्वपाल परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सतश्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्तिवेदांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की श्री रूप सनातन भक्त रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ षट गोस्वामी प्रभुगण की अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपी गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की भगवान श्री रामचंद्र क्षेत्र अयोध्या धाम की श्री श्री गंगा यमुना कावेरी मैया की श्री श्री गांधर्विका गिरिधारी श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to Shri Guru Gauranga and Srila Prabhupada Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 19, verse number 37. 37 है ना? अंदर क्या होता? Canto 1, Chapter 19, verse number 37. Atha prachami samsiddhim. Atha prachami samsiddhim. Yoginam paramam gurum. Yoginam paramam gurum. Purushasyeha yat karyam. Purushasyeha yat karyam mriyamanasya sarvatha mriyamanasya sarvatha atha prachami samsiddhim atha prachami samsiddhim yoginam paramam gurum yoginam paramam gurum purushasyeha yat karyam purushasyeha yat karyam mriyamanasya sarvatha mriyamanasya sarvatha
Adhapachami samsiddhim yoginam paramam gurum purushasyeha yat karyam mriyamanasya sarvatha Adhapachami samsiddhim yoginam paramam gurum Yoginam paramam gurum purushasyeha yat karyam mriyamanasya sarvatha
Ataha therefore prachami beg to inquire samsiddhim the way of perfection yoginam of the saints paramam the supreme gurum the spiritual master purushasya of a person iha in this life yat whatever karyam duty mriyamanasya of one who is going to die sarvatha in every way. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace HG Varadha Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. You are the spiritual master of great saints and devotees. I am therefore begging you to show the way of perfection for all persons, especially for one who is about to die. Purport: unless one is perfectly anxious to inquire about the way of perfection, there is no necessity of approaching a spiritual master. A spiritual master is not a kind of decoration for a householder. Generally, a fashionable materialist engages a so-called spiritual master without any profit. The pseudo-spiritual master flatters the so-called disciple, and thereby both the master and his ward go to hell without a doubt. I repeat, the pseudo-spiritual master flatters the so-called disciple, and thereby both the master and his ward go to hell without a doubt. Maharaj Parikshit is the right type of disciple because he puts forward questions vital New class is Maharaj Parikshit is the right type of disciple because he puts forward questions vital to the interest of all men, particularly for the dying men. Not only men, okay, women also. International Women's Day is coming, I heard. The question put forward by Maharaj Parikshit is the basic principle of the complete thesis of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now let us see how intelligently the great master replies. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Yakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam. Everybody loudly. Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vidamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Krupa Sindhubhya eva cha Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please repeat. You are the spiritual master.
You are the spiritual master
Of great saints and devotees.
of great saints and devotees.
I am therefore begging you
I am therefore begging you
to show the way of perfection
to show the way of perfection
for all persons,
for all persons,
especially for one
especially for one
who is about to die.
who is about to die.
Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Deenadarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. Very happy to be here with all of you once again. I think it's been quite a while. Maybe the last I met you was probably, I don't know, December or something. I was sick for a long time. Almost a month and a half I was sick. I couldn't be here. Anyway, I'm very happy. English is okay? You generally have classes in English here? How many of you don't understand English? Yarige English barala? Oh. ಯಾರು ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ఎవరికి రాదు 1 hand 2 hands 3 4 5 ನಿಮಗೆ ಅನುವಾದ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಭಕ್ತರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಹಾಂ ఎవరికైనా ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಇವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ 4-5 ಜನನೇ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಸೊ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಒನ್ ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಟು ಡೈ Parikshit Maharaj had a curse that he would die within 7 days. At least he knew 7 days before his death, but Prabhupada always says that we have no idea when we will die. That may come any time. Death is generally an uninvited guest. You cannot tell him, hey, you didn't take appointment from me, so I'm busy today, you come tomorrow. You cannot tell death like that. Death will come when the time comes. There's no way you can turn back death. So, Parikshit Maharaj is now saying, because he is the grandson of Arjuna, because he is a great devotee of Krishna also, Parikshit Maharaj is a perfect gentleman. He said that I will not protest against the curse given by the son of the great sage Shringi. He says, I will not protest. Prabhupada writes very clearly that Parikshit Maharaj had the strength and capacity. He could say, death also. He could tell death, means he could tell Yamaraj also, you can't come to me now. I will let you know when to come, you come at that time. He was so powerful. As a devotee, he was so powerful. Prabhupada says he could counter the curse of this son of this great sage. But Parikshit Maharaj doesn't do that. He says, Parikshit Maharaj doesn't do that because it will question the supremacy of the Brahminical class of men. I'm not referring to caste Brahmanas, but I'm saying Brahminical type of people. It will question their supremacy in society. One Kshatriya is able to counter him, so you don't have to care. Suppose you say you don't have to care for the Brahminical class of society. It's actually as good as saying I don't care for Brahminical class, I don't care for Vedic scriptures, I don't care for Krishna. So Parikshit Maharaj says, I don't want to do that. I will accept. Gracefully I will accept this curse. Whatever time, in whatever way death is supposed to come to me, may it come. I will accept. But I have a bigger problem. My problem is not that I am going to die in 7 days' time. That's okay, I have kind of accepted it. My bigger problem is, how do I spend these 7 days and nights? What should I do? So Prabhupada says that is how Srimad Bhagavatam made its appeared. Bhagavatam appeared. Actually, that is why they have what is known as the Bhagavata Saptaha, because originally the first time Bhagavatam was spoken in 7 days and 7 nights. So they have what is known as the Bhagavata Saptaha, which means in 7 days they will complete Bhagavatam. But nobody sits for 7 days and 7 nights like Parikshit Maharaj. Every day they have 2-3 hours of katha. They speak about some prominent leelas. This has become famous all over the world. Bhagavata Saptaha. And many people are professional speakers. They may not be devotees. They just come, they speak like professional singers who sing bhajans. For them it's just one more song. You give them a song about Krishna, they will sing. You give them a song about Kalki, they will sing. You give them a song about some other Baba, they will sing. You give them a song about anything, they will sing. They don't have any bhakti or discrimination. Prabhupada said, what is the point listening to such people sing? No use. Actually no use. Prabhupada also told devotees we should not sing the Hare Krishna mantra in a way that it entertains people. We are not here to entertain. కన్నడದಲ್ಲಿ కన్నడనా తెలుగా తెలుగులో అనువాదం అవుతుంది వెనకాల ఎవరికి తెలుగులో అనువాదం కావాలో కళ్యాణ్ ప్రభు పక్కన కూర్చుంటే కళ్యాణం అవుతుంది. Yes, Kalyan, Hare Krishna. So, the bigger problem that Parikshit Maharaj had is, what should I do in these 7 days and 7 nights? Death, it will come. If I postpone now, it will come again some other time. It doesn't matter. I mean, death will come. I can't escape death. But what should I do in these 7 days and 7 nights? So, Parikshit Maharaj will, when he is sitting on the banks of river, I don't know, Saraswati, some people say Ganga. He is sitting on the banks of the river, and so many sages have assembled there. So many, hundreds and thousands, because message will go on WhatsApp or Twitter, I don't know, whatever may. The message will go all over the world. They didn't have this messaging system. But somehow, divine arrangement, message will go that Parikshit Maharaj has been cursed to die within 7 days. And he's sitting on the banks of a river, and it will be interesting to see what will happen next, because they all knew that Parikshit Maharaj was a great devotee. wonderful devotee, grandson of Arjuna. Why Arjuna and the Pandavas are famous? Because it is said that in the Bhagavatam itself it is said the Supreme Lord Krishna was a member of Pandavas family, which means like Yudhishthira and Kunti and others. Krishna was personally present as a member of that family. That means like anybody else he would also come. Krishna, my God. So anybody else he would also come and he would participate in all the festivals that happen in the house of the Pandavas, the Supreme Lord. The thing about this is all of them knew Krishna is my maternal uncle, but they also knew this Krishna is also the Supreme Lord. They had no doubt about it. They were blessed with that type of association by Krishna himself. Krishna had so much love for them, so much affection for them. Krishna trusted them so much that he was there along with them as a family member. This is not a small thing. So into that family Parikshit was born as the grandson of Arjuna, as the son of Abhimanyu and Uttara. And Parikshit Maharaj was born after a miracle. What is that miracle? Bhagavatam explains that when he was still in the womb of his mother Uttara, this person called Ashwathama, out of envy, out of hatred for the Pandavas, he knew that the last surviving member of the Pandava dynasty is Parikshit, and he is still in the womb of Uttara, because he personally had killed the 5 sons of Draupadi, beheaded them. So he releases the Brahmastra to kill Parikshit while he was still in the womb of Uttara. Uttara comes running to Krishna, and there's that famous verse, I can't remember, Pahi Pahya Mahayogin or something, some verses there. Uttara will come to Krishna and chant a beautiful verse. He says, my Lord, I am in great anxiety and distress. I don't know anybody else who can save me except you. So I've come to you, I'm feeling great distress, feeling great anxiety about the safety of my child in my womb. Then Krishna will say, Krishna can immediately understand that Ashwathama has released the Brahmastra. Brahmastra is a very powerful weapon. Very few people in the world know how to counter it, face it. But Krishna is Krishna. He's so affectionate that he decides to personally, he doesn't call Arjuna also, he decides to personally come and protect Parikshit. So Parikshit Maharaj was born after a miracle, the miracle of receiving the direct protection of Krishna. So hence he is known as Parikshit, because it is said that after he came out of the womb of Uttara, Parikshit was constantly searching, who is that person who saved me while I was in the womb? Is it this person? Is it this person? Parikshit, he was asking, he was examining, until he found Krishna. That's why his name is Parikshit. Parikshit means he is examining, he is asking. So Parikshit is not an ordinary soul, he is a great soul, great devotee. So now he says, everybody knows that Parikshit was personally saved by Krishna. Krishna could have called Arjuna and said, okay, you counter this Ashwathama's Brahmastra. Krishna doesn't do that, he personally does it. Personally takes care of the protection of Parikshit, and hence Parikshit is born and then becomes a king in due course of time. Because Yudhishthira gives up the kingdom and hands it over to Parikshit. He retires. Very rarely do politicians of the current day retire. They have to be forced out. Nobody retires gracefully. So Yudhishthira retires, and then Parikshit becomes the king. So that Parikshit has now been cursed to die within 7 days. Parikshit will say, the Takshaka who is supposed to come and bite me and I will die, Takshaka or anybody, anything else that the Brahmana boy desires, may it come, may it punish me. I will accept this punishment. Well, I should not have insulted that sage. It was wrong. Now, the thing is, the Bhagavatam is now in the first canto. They are talking about what is the subject matter of this book called Bhagavatam. Now, can I get my phone or anybody's phone with a Google browser or something? You type 6 questions of the sages and give it. So, we are coming to the completion of the first canto. There are just another 2 verses. After that, the first canto is over. We're doing shloka number 37 today, and shloka 7 to 40, the Bhagavatam first canto is closed, over. As we are finishing the Bhagavatam first canto, it is nice, it is important to know what is the main subject matter of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, the main subject matter of the Srimad Bhagavatam is okay, very interesting. The main subject matter of the Srimad Bhagavatam is, the Srimad Bhagavatam deals with 6 questions asked by the sages. Sages of Naimisharanya ask 6 questions to Suta Goswami. That becomes the subject matter of the Srimad Bhagavatam. That means the 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam discuss the 6 questions or give answers, detailed answers of the 6 questions posed by the sages of Naimisharanya. Now, what are those 6 questions and where do we find these replies? It will be very interesting, very important for us to know what these 6 questions are and where do we find the replies to these 6 questions. Okay? Because we are finishing the first canto, entering into the second canto. Before that, it is nice to know what are these 6 questions that are discussed in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, the sages' 6 questions are as follows. The first question that is asked by the sages is, what is the ultimate good for all people? Especially for those who are supposed to die very quickly. What is the ultimate good for all people? That means, what should a person do, especially the person who has been cursed to die in a short period of time? What should he do? What is the best way? What is the perfect way for him to spend his time? What should he do? What should be his goal? What should be his lakshya? Lakshya means goal of life. So the first question is, what is the goal of life? For whom? Especially for those. Okay. Okay. Now, this question is there in Canto 1, Chapter 1, text number 9. Okay. The second question that is asked by the sages is, what is the essence of all religious scriptures by which the actual self becomes satisfied? Okay. First question is, what is the ultimate and the highest good? What is it we should do in this life, having got this life? Not only men, women also, because in the verse it is said men. Women also. What is the ultimate good? What should we do? Second question that is asked is, what is the essence of all religious scripture? What is the essence by which the self becomes satisfied? That means There is the Upanishad, there is the Bhagavatam, Prasthana Traya. They say three legs of religious scriptures. Prasthana Traya. Traya means three. Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and the third one is Srimad Bhagavatam. Like that. The three best scriptures of the world. Oh, sorry, the third one is actually Vedanta Sutra. Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta Sutra. So, what is the essence? What are these religious scriptures teaching us? Or shall we say, what is the highest message contained in the religious scriptures? Highest, best message contained. The third question they ask is, the Supreme Lord is known to be self-satisfied. He lives in a place called Vaikunta. He is living there, he is residing there along with all his dearest and nearest and most dear devotees, associates. He is living in the Vaikunta. Why does the Supreme Lord come into this world? Why did he come? And especially, why did he come as the son of Devaki? Why did he appear as the son of Devaki? First question is, why did he come at all? And when he came, why did he choose Devaki as his mother? Vasudeva, Devaki as his mother. What is the reason? What is the secret? What can we learn from this? There are millions and billions of living entities today. The world's population, this world's population is something like 6.5 or 6.4 or some billions. Billion. India is 1.4, China is 1.6 or 7. China, little more than India population. Together, India and China, 3 billion. Practically half of this world's population is Indians and Chinese. Very strange. And then the other countries' population. Many countries have very minuscule population, like South Korea has a population of 3 crores, that's all. 3 crores. Big country today. Whatever, that's a different topic altogether. But the point is, first question is what? What is the ultimate good for people? What is it? What it gives me the best benefit? Second, essence of all religious scriptures. What do the Upanishad, Bhagavatam? See, if you read all these religious scriptures one time, there is a chance that you might get confused. What are they teaching? What is the essence? Is there an essence? Is there some synopsis? Like, you know, when you're preparing for an exam and then you want to go and write, the last day, last minute, what you'll do, you'll just take the essence of books, and so you understand. So like that, what is the essence? Because Vedanta Sutra, Vedas, the 4 Vedas, the Upanishads, the Itihasas, the Puranas, and the Smriti. Smriti means Puranas, Tantras, etc., Agamas, etc., are so huge and voluminous that sometimes it can be confusing. So what is the essence of all Vedic scriptures? Number 3. Number 4? Oh, sorry. Number 3 is, why did he take birth in the womb of Devaki? Why did he choose Devaki? Why not somebody else? Why not XYZ? Why Devaki? Is there a reason? Is there a logic? Is there some philosophical reason? Why did he choose Devaki? Why did he bless Devaki by giving Devaki the role of mother and giving Vasudeva the role of the father? Is there something I can learn from that? And then the 4th question is, okay, Krishna normally lives, as we know, he lives in the spiritual world called Golok, Vaikuntha, etc. He comes into this world called the material world. Why did he come? Why did he come? He's self-satisfied, he's living there happily with his devotees and associates. Billions and billions and billions of Gopas, Gopa boys, the Gopis, the Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, the cows, the peacocks. Everybody is there in the spiritual world and Lord is loving it. He personally chose, he brought all of them to the spiritual world. Alright? So why did he come here? And why did he come here as the son of Devaki? The next question is, what did he come here for? What did he do? Why did he come? What did he do? What is the purpose for which the Lord has appeared? What is the purpose for which the Lord appeared in this world as the son of Devaki? Why? First question, why did he become son of Devaki? After having become son of Devaki, what did he do? What was the purpose of coming here? What acts did he perform? Then, fifth question. It is said that Krishna comes not just as Krishna, but he said he takes many avatars also. It is said that he takes many incarnations. So what are those incarnations? And what did each of these incarnations do? And what is the message and purpose for which he takes incarnations, also known as avatars? What is the fifth question? Who are these avatars? Basically asking who are these avatars, why did they come as avatars, and what is the purpose and what are the actions, activities performed by the avatars. The sixth question is, now that Krishna has gone back to the spiritual world, he's finished his avatar, he spent maybe 125 years or something like that, little more than that actually. And then he went back to the Golok Vrindavan. He went back. It's said that Krishna was 125 years old when the battle of Mahabharata, Kurukshetra took place. But after that he stayed for some time and then he goes away. Now that Krishna has gone away, previously dharma means Krishna's words. What we have to do? Follow Krishna's instructions. What is dharma? Whatever Krishna speaks. Now that Krishna has gone back to the spiritual world, so now how do we learn dharma? Where do we learn about dharma? Dharma means essence of all religious scriptures. Where do we learn? From whom do we learn? What is that place? In other words, they are asking, where has dharma taken shelter? Previously dharma took shelter in Krishna, in the presence of Krishna. Now that Krishna has gone back, where has dharma gone? Where has dharma taken shelter? So these are the questions that are discussed in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay? Tell me, what are the questions? Okay, so tell me one by one, what are the 6 questions?
What is the ultimate good for all things?
What is the ultimate good for all living entities? Then, essence of the religious scriptures by which one becomes satisfied. Next, why did Krishna appear as the son of Devaki? Next, what does he do having appeared as the son of Devaki? What does he do? Then which are the different avatars? Why does he appear in the why does he take avatars? What is the purpose, mission, activities of different avatars of Krishna also? Next. Yes, where has dharma gone and taken shelter? These are the 6 questions that are discussed in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, let's take a look at question number 1. It is said that question number 1 is, what is it? What is the best activity a person who is about to die should perform? Or any person, what is the best activity they can do? So in a nutshell, the answer is provided in Srimad Bhagavatam. What is the ultimate benefit for everybody? The answer is given in Canto 1, Chapter 1, text number 9. Can you show that? Text number 9. Who's monitoring this? Canto 1, Chapter 1, text number 9. So there it is said, that is the question. No, sorry, that is a question asked by the sages. Answer is Canto 1, Chapter 2, text number 6 and 7. Answer. Canto 1, Chapter 2, text number 6 and 7. 6 and 7. Okay, what is the highest and best dharma, best activity all of us can do, especially somebody who is about to die? Chapter Canto 1, Chapter 2, text number 6 and 7. What have you displayed? 6. I'll just read out the answer, then you can see how perfectly it answers question number 1. The answer goes like this. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktiradokshje ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. Canto 1, Chapter 2, text number 6. The translation is: the supreme occupation for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated, uninterrupted, to completely satisfy the self. That means the answer is saying that ahaituki apratihata. Please understand, this verse is quoted by Prabhupada many times. Ahaituki apratihata. Please also understand, this is the foundational shloka for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. All Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they wear, of course Prabhupada says we should wear the Shikshashtakam as garland around our neck. But along with that, we also have to study, we also have to remember this verse. This is the goal, this defines the goal, the mood, the attitude, the goal of human form of life. And also it says this is the best activity a human being can do. Ahaituki apratihata. Ahaituki means uninterrupted. That means that person who is uninterruptedly, without break, performing devotional service to the supreme transcendent Lord known as Sri Krishna. He has understood what is the best activity we can do. Uninterrupted. Now, apratihata also means somebody who is not having even a trace of selfish desire. Even a small trace of selfish desire. Somebody who is not having any selfish desire and serving Krishna uninterruptedly, he is doing the highest activity. Highest activity. Ahaituki apratihata savai pumsan paro dharma. Paro dharma means highest best activity that living entity can do is yatho bhaktir adokshaje. Adokshaje is another name of Krishna. Ahaituki. Adokshaje is another name of Krishna. Ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. Please understand, it is, you may think that by having some selfish motivation, that means I want rank, I want become IAS, IPS, I want property, I want this, I want that. You may think that is the best thing. We should ask, why we cannot ask? We can ask Krishna, what's wrong? Why not? I have my children, my grandchildren, they should all become rich, famous, this, that, whatever, something we can ask. What's wrong in asking? Yes, you can ask, but it is said that when you ask, you actually don't become satisfied. Because this thing about asking from Krishna is endless. You ask something today, then you ask for something else tomorrow. It will never end. Until it becomes like a business with Krishna. I will do this, you please give me this. I will do this, you give me this. That is actually not bhakti. What is it? Is that bhakti? It cannot be called bhakti, because when a bhakta means I am going to Krishna to serve him, not to take from him. A bhakta means I am going to Krishna to give him, to offer him, to serve him, not to take from him. So it is said that a living entity who understands that I don't have to ask from Krishna. Alright, now let's say, what's wrong in asking? Why I should not ask? I also want something, A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. I want something. Many things I want. Why I should not ask? The devotee does not ask because he has faith in Krishna. What is the type of faith he has in Krishna? He says, the devotee has this faith that Krishna knows what is good for me, and let Krishna do it. I don't have to understand. I don't have to ask him. Krishna knows what's good for me. Krishna knows what's best for me. I'm very happy with whatever Krishna gives. Like Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die. Parikshit Maharaj could have fought, but he didn't fight back. He says, Krishna knows that probably this is the time for me to leave and go. And I will accept it. But of course, we can't take this philosophy in a very distorted way. We cannot say whatever happens in my life, Krishna knows what's happening, so I will accept it. We cannot do like that. Krishna also defines what is dharma. Krishna says, you accept what I give to you, provided you are doing ahaituki apratihata bhakti. You are selflessly serving me, you are always serving me, you are always engaged in my service, then leave your life in my hands. I will decide what is good for you and I will do it. A bhakta means one who has faith in this statement of Krishna. Krishna saying, I will tell you what to do, you just follow my advice. A bhakta hands over, switches off selfishness. Says, my life, may my Guru and Krishna decide. And whatever they do is good for me and I will accept it. So it is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam, right in the beginning, in the first canto itself, in first canto, second chapter, verse number 6 and 7, that a devotee will hand over his life to Krishna and say, my Lord, you decide. You decide, I will accept happily. I don't have any specific personal desire. I don't have any specific, except the desire to continue to be in your service. Devotee, the only thing he asks is, my Lord, though I am unqualified, incapable, I am not very competent, I am full of faults, please tolerate me, accept me and keep me in your shelter and give me service. I will try my best to do that. I don't have any other goal. I don't want to ask anything, I don't wish to ask anything, I am happy with this. A devotee is a person who lives like that. He has faith in Krishna. It's like the child, small child in the hands of a parent. The small child will not ask specifically different things. He just leaves his life in Krishna, in his parents' hands and says, I know, my parents know what's good for me, let them decide, let them do for me, I will accept. So Parikshit Maharaj, at a time when he was cursed, accepts this as a direct intervention of Krishna in my life and accepts. Bhagavatam says, why does he accept? Because he was ahaituki apratihata devotee, constantly serving Krishna and had no specific personal desire, no selfish desire. So if we can reach that platform, this is known as the platform of Bhagavata Vidhi. That means this is the platform of Srimad Bhagavatam, where we are continuously serving Krishna and not disturbing or bothering Krishna with any personal goal, any personal desire. The reason I'm saying this repeatedly is because there's no need to ask for anything personal. Krishna knows what is good for us. Krishna will take care. Whatever situation we are placed in, take it as mercy of Krishna and pray to Krishna and offer the results of that situation to Krishna. So, in the verse number 7, you can show verse number 7. It is then said, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Shayat Ahaitukam. By rendering devotional service unto the personality of Krishna, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires closeness, knowledge and detachment from this world. So, how does Krishna's blessing come? Krishna's blessing comes by way of giving you detachment from this world. Because as long as you're attached to this world or anything in this world, your attachment to Krishna will be reduced. As long as you have some attachment to something in this world, your attachment to Krishna is to that extent reduced. It is said, Krishna wants you and wants you exclusively. You know what that means? Krishna says, you are mine and I am not willing to share you with anybody else. Krishna is saying, you are mine, be under my service, be under my shelter I'll take care of you. I don't want you to, you know what? I'm everything for you. Krishna is saying, I'm everything for you. Devotee is also saying, Krishna, you are everything for me. So it's a perfect match. Krishna is saying, I'm everything for you. Because you are everything for me. And the devotee is also saying, my Lord, you are everything for me. Actually, I don't care for anything else in my life. Because you are everything for me. Ahaituki, jnanam chat ahaitukam. Now, Bhagavatam says that in this verse it is said that one has to develop ahaitukam. Ahaitukam means, the literary meaning of the word ahaitukam means, well, it is said causeless here, but actually, ahaitukam also means uninterruptedly, always engaged in Krishna's service. So in these two verses, verse number 6 and 7, the first question is answered briefly. That is, what is the ultimate good? Ultimate good, paro yatho bhakti adokshade. No, the previous verse says, savai pumsam paro dharma. The highest dharma of a living entity is to be engaged in Krishna's service, nirantara, that means always, and not having any personal desire. Why we should not have any personal desire is that Krishna knows what is good for us. Krishna knows what he has to do for us. Krishna knows what he has to do. Krishna will take care. A devotee has to develop that kind of a confidence in Krishna. What is that confidence I'm talking about? What type of confidence? What is that? Krishna knows what's good for me. Let him take care. Now I don't need anybody's advice. I mean, we take Krishna's mercy through the parampara, through Guru. But the point is, we have faith in Krishna. You see, in the Mahabharata, it is mentioned several times through several examples that the devotees reach out to Krishna when in difficulty. Reach out to Krishna, explain to Krishna, and then leave it in Krishna's hands. Now, my dear Lord, it is up to you how you want to solve this problem, what you want to do. Krishna did not interfere with Yudhishthira until he finished 12 years in the forest and 1 year as Ajñātavās. He said, you have given a word, you please honor that word. 12 plus 1 year, you please be in the forest, or Ajñātavās also. After that, I will do something. Until then, I cannot interfere. Why? Because if I were to interfere, it would actually set an example where I have encouraged my devotees to break dharma, to be untruthful, to disregard their words, to be completely untruthful. I don't want to do that. Krishna says, my hands are tied until 12 plus 1 years. After 12 plus 1 years, then I know I have a free hand. Until then, actually Yudhishthira also will say, there is no question of breaking my words and promise. After that, as long as it takes for me, let me finish this 12 plus 1 years, and then Krishna, we will come to you. Krishna will say, I am waiting for that day. And actually in the Mahabharata it is said that after these 12 plus 1 years are over, 1 year Ajñātavās, Krishna takes direct charge of the devotee's life. He takes direct charge. He says, leave things in my hand now. I will decide. I will guide you, but I will decide. So same way, a devotee has that faith. Yudhishthira never flinched even 1 second. Flinch means he never had any doubt in what Krishna is saying. He says, my Lord, I also want to see what you will do. Yudhishthira's approach was, I also want to see what you will do. Let me see how things will manifest. Let me see what you will do. That is the mood of Yudhishthira. So, we can also develop the same type of mood. My Lord, I am completely yours. Now you decide what you want to do with me. That is the highest goal. Yeah, that is also another word for surrender. Sometimes when we hear this word surrender, we get scared. Oh my God, how can I surrender like that unconditionally to Krishna? I cannot do that. But a devotee, a true devotee develops faith in Krishna. Now we go to the second question. What is the essence of all scriptures? Following which one will get full satisfaction? That's the second question. The answer to this question actually is in the second canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Sorry, it is in the second chapter of the first canto, starting from verse number 6 to verse number 28. That Sri Krishna and his services are essential messages of the scripture. What is the essential message of the scripture? The essential message of the scripture is that we have to serve Krishna. The essential message of the scripture is what you are all doing right now. Serve Krishna. Be engaged always in the service of Krishna. Like what you are all doing now. Like that, the 6 questions of the sages are discussed. And in brief, in the first canto itself, Krishna Bhagavatam provides the answers. Now, the most interesting questions actually for us from our perspective is the last 3 questions. Actually, what are the avatars and what are their activities? And the question where it says, after, why did he choose Devaki as his mother? What are the different avatars? And the last question is, where does Dharma take shelter? Where does Dharma take shelter? After Krishna leaves this world. So it is answered that Dharma takes shelter in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Dharma takes shelter in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is where we have to what we have to refer to. If we want to understand the heart of Krishna or the essence of the message of Krishna, we have to read the pages of the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is why Prabhupada said, I believe Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura said, if all the books of the world are destroyed and only Srimad Bhagavatam is surviving, then it's very good. That means nothing is lost. And then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura said, even if Srimad Bhagavatam is lost, if Chaitanya Charitamrita is there, then it is enough. See, if all the books of the world are lost, Srimad Bhagavatam is there, it's enough. That means nothing is lost. So Srimad Bhagavatam, where Bhakti is taught, is the most important scripture. And the Bhagavatam explains what type of Bhakti. Ahaituki apratihata Bhakti. That means that person who does service to Krishna uninterruptedly and comes to Krishna only to serve him and not necessarily to ask for anything from Krishna. Now that's a big challenge. How do we live without asking anything from Krishna? Yes, we can ask because our tendency is always to ask. We always ask. We can't live without asking. How can we live without asking? So the Bhagavatam explains, yes, you can ask. What can you ask? You ask from Krishna. That blessing, that boon, that Krishna is very fond of giving, but very few people take, very few people ask. Which Krishna is very fond of giving, but very few people ask. And what is that? We have to ask Krishna, Ahaituki Bhakti. My Lord, though I am not qualified, I am not capable, I am incompetent, I don't have neither Bhakti nor sincerity. Can you please mercifully accept me in your service? Engage me always in your service. This is the only thing we should ask. This is the only thing we should ask. This is also what Mother Kunti asks Krishna. She says, just like all the rivers flow into the ocean, Mother Kunti says, let my affection also flow on to you uninterruptedly, always. And like you accept all the water from all the rivers, the ocean accepts, please accept my service also. Mother Kunti asks Krishna, Ahaituki Bhakti. Krishna just smiles after he hears the prayers of Kunti. So, those who wish to become serious as devotees, actually not serious as devotees, those who wish to take this human form of life seriously and want to understand why we got, like, see, there is this question that is asked by the sages. Why did Krishna take birth in the womb of Devaki? Same way we should ask, why did I get this human form of life, and what is the best way in which I can utilize this human form of life? Actually, it's part of the 6 questions. What is the best way I can spend this human form of life? Just as we ask this question, why did Krishna come in the womb of Kunti? Why did he take many avatars in many yugas? What is the purpose of these yugas? And what does Krishna do when he comes? What does he do? These are part of the 6 questions. What does he actually do when he comes as in an incarnation? So Bhagavatam answers, among all the avatars, Krishna avatara is the supreme. We know this. Lord Rama is the same as Lord Krishna. But Lord Rama does not display many of the opulences. The very few people who could claim to be friends of Lord Rama. In the Ramayana, if you read, very few. Actually, so few who could claim to be friends of Lord Rama. One of them is Sugriva. Lord Rama says Sugriva is my friend, but you go and ask Sugriva, he'll say, no. How can I be friends with Lord Rama? Lord Rama is my master, is the Lord of my life. I serve him. It is his blessing upon me, it is his mercy, it is his compassion upon me that he treats me as a friend. But I cannot treat Krishna Rama, Lord Rama as my friend. He is always my master, I want to serve him. Another friend of Lord Rama in the Ramayana is Vibhishan. If you were to go and ask Vibhishan, my Lord, Vibhishan, the Lord, he treats you, he thinks you are his friend. Vibhishan will say, no, I am his devotee. What he thinks about me is his blessing for me. He thinks I am his devotee, he thinks I am his friend, that is his point. But from my perspective, I am always servant of Lord Rama. Actually, after the battle is over, Lord Rama mentions that I am very grateful to all these friends of mine, Sugriva, Vibhishana and others, for giving good advice to me whenever I want it. So they will say, my Lord, what advice we can give you? You just did a drama of treating us as friends, but actually we are devotees. But Lord Rama expresses gratitude. But the point is, Krishna's avatar is more complete than Lord Rama's, is because Krishna genuinely had friends. In the sense that all the Gopa boys, see, the difference between Vibhishana, Sugriva and the Gopa friends of Krishna is that the Gopa friends of Krishna never considered Krishna as the Supreme Lord. They never considered. They never ever considered. Actually, Krishna didn't want that to happen also. So in the Damodar Leela, it is so nicely mentioned. Balaram will one time go to Mother Yashoda and say, when Lord Krishna is bound to that, do you know whom you are tying up? He is the Supreme Lord of all world, and He is the Creator, He is the maintainer, all Brahma, Devatas, all of them will come and worship this kid. And then Mother Yashoda will laugh at him and say, so he didn't find anybody anywhere else to go. He had to be born as my son here. And tell me, who are you? Tell me, why don't you tell me who are you also? This is very entertaining, very nice to hear your stories. Then Balaram will get confused. He'll say, no, I am that Ananta Shesha, this or that. He will say, I am that Ananta Shesha, I am the eternal associate and servant of Krishna. Wherever he appears, I also appear. And then says, Mother Yashoda will say, one more word from your mouth, I will tie you up also nicely. One more nonsense you speak like this, I will tie you up also. As if they didn't find any other place. They're saying that Vishnu and then Ananta Shesha come and be born here in my compound like that. He will say. Then Balaram will get confused, then he will go to Mother, and then he will go to Krishna and say, I told you not to do mischief like this. One day you will get caught, and Balaram will apparently will cry and tell Krishna, see, I can't save you now. My Mother Yashoda said one more word from me and she'll tie me up also like this. So why don't you do one thing, patch up with Mother Yashoda and be like a good, why are you stealing butter all the time and doing so much mischief? See, the thing about Vrindavan Leela is none of them accepted Krishna as the Supreme Lord. For them, Krishna was a mischievous, naughty person. So that's called the Sampurna Avatar, the complete avatar of Krishna. He comes and displays all his 6 opulence fully, completely. Strength, beauty, knowledge, renunciation, wealth, everything completely. Completely he displays. Renunciation also he displays. So Krishna is the original Supreme Lord coming down in his own original form into this world. But the same Lord comes as Narasimha, Rama, other forms. But that is for a limited purpose. They don't show all their opulences. So Bhagavatam is saying worship Krishna. He is the source of all avatars also. There are many avatars, not only the 10 avatars we call Dashavatara, there are millions of avatars. The Lord comes whenever he feels like, whenever the devotees call him, he takes different forms and different purposes for which he comes. But he doesn't display all the rasas like he displays in the form of Krishna, which is why Krishna is the most important subject matter of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Not Rama, not Narasimha. Though Narasimha and Rama and all the 10 avatars are discussed in the Srimad Bhagavatam, so discussing about Krishna forms the highest goal of life. What are the avatars? What do they do? How do we worship them? What do we understand from the avatar? Avatara means incarnation of Krishna. Who is that Supreme Personality, son of Devaki? Now the big question is, why did he choose Devaki as his mother? So the sages of Naimisharanya are discussing. Sukadeva Goswami replies to King Parikshit also and says Devaki and Nanda Maharaj are considered as the foster parents of Krishna because of their completely absorbed in this mood. Ahetuki apratihata. That is, they are always serving Krishna and they don't have any personal desire except to serve Krishna in what is known as the Vatsalya Bhava. Shri Gandharvika Giridhari Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. So in what is known as the Vatsalya Bhava. And they have achieved perfection in Vatsalya Bhava. In fact, Jiva Goswami and other scholars have written primarily about Krishna Avatara. Not so much about Rama, Narasingha, Vamana, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha. Not so much Krishna. Because if you want to understand the Lord, the Supreme Lord, as he is completely, without any curtains, then you have to read about Krishna Avatar only. Lord Rama is a subset. Whatever Krishna has, Rama has, but he doesn't display everything. Lord Rama does not display Vatsalya. I mean, there is Vatsalya Rasa a little bit not a little bit, quite a bit in the Ramayana also. We can see how Lord Rama treats his mother Kausalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi also. And actually Dasharatha had 360 wives. Lord Rama treats all of them in a very nice way as mothers. But somewhere along the line they also knew that this Rama is not an ordinary person, he is supreme. He's like Narayana. But when you go to step into the Vrindavan Leela, for them Krishna was always their child and nothing more. So Vrindavan Leela, you get to know Krishna as a person. Not so much you get to know Krishna, not so much as the Supreme Personality, but you'll get to know Krishna as the most loving person. So his Vatsalya, his Madhurya and his Sakhya Bhava are fully displayed in the Krishna avatar, not so much in any other avatar. Like I told you, Lord Rama considers Vibhishana, Sugriva and Guha. Guha is that king of the Nishada tribe who helps Lord Rama cross the river of Sarayu river and go into the Dandakaranya forest. Lord Rama considers him also as a friend. But do they consider Rama as their friend? No, they'll always look at Lord Rama as their Lord. So Bhagavatam is explaining that there is a fundamental difference between Krishna and all other avatars. And Bhagavatam is explaining your bhakti should be directed towards Krishna. And Bhagavatam is explaining that your bhakti should be ahaituki apratihata. Bhagavatam is explaining why your bhakti should be ahaituka. You should be continuously serving Krishna because there is no use serving anything else in this world. Everything else. See, you're a guest here. You come here. Like suppose you're staying in a hotel for a few days. Will you use your money, energy to decorate the hotel room? You won't. You're just there for a few days and you're going. The same way, you don't spend so much time decorating this body or living life through this body. You're here for a few days, you're going. You're going. You don't belong here. You don't belong to the hotel room. You have a house which you will decorate. That house for us is Goloka. That house for us is where Krishna is staying. So we want to go back. We're just guests here for some time. So Bhagavatam is explaining, don't waste your time. You don't know when. Parikshit Maharaj at least had 7-day notice. You and I probably don't have that. We don't have that kind of a foresight as to when we will die. So please understand. So we have to study the Bhagavatam completely, nicely, daily, because we have to stay on the Bhagavata platform. That means we have to understand what is the goal of life. We have to understand why we should worship Krishna and worship Krishna in an uninterrupted way without selfish desires. Actually, the Bhagavatam also says the highest selfish desire is to have the desire to become servant of Krishna. Because nobody can benefit you as much as Krishna can. Nobody can benefit you. The most selfish desire you can have is to develop the desire to become a servant of Krishna. You don't have to, actually when you become a servant of Krishna, you don't have to worry about anything else, ask anybody anything else. Krishna takes care. Krishna may have given his Narayani Sena to Duryodhana, but he personally came with Yudhishthira. Krishna may have decided not to use the weapons in the battle of Kurukshetra, but Krishna decided to use his full energy and potency to protect the Pandavas and bring victory for them at any cost. Krishna will assure Yudhishthira before going as the messenger of peace. Krishna will say, my dear Yudhishthira, I can see that you are feeling some anxiety and I am going. Yudhishthira will say, yes, my lord, I feel great anxiety. Krishna will say, what is your anxiety? Yudhishthira will say, I should not be using you as a messenger. For my sake, you are serving me in this way. For my selfish reasons, I want to get back my kingdom and I am engaging you as my messenger, my servant. I feel like that. I feel ashamed that I am asking you to do this for me. I feel ashamed. Krishna will say, my dear Yudhishthira, you are very dear to me. You have no idea how dear you are to me. Krishna will say, you have no idea how dear you are to me. I am ready to do anything for you. I will be your messenger, I will be your servant, I will be your charioteer, I will be a Partha Sarathi. I will do anything for you, my dear Yudhishthira. You have won my heart by your bhakti. I will do anything within my power, everything within my power. I will do anything and everything to see that this kingdom comes back into your hands. I will do anything. You are so dear to me. So Yudhishthira will say, my lord, even then I feel very ashamed to send you. Then Krishna will ask, why? Why are you feeling like that? And Yudhishthira will say, my lord, I am afraid that the Kauravas may not give you all the respect that you deserve to get. Maybe they will insult you. And you will have to take this insult on my behalf. Krishna will say, my dear Yudhishthira, let me assure you that for your sake, for the sake of truth, for your sake, and for the sake of all my devotees, I am ready to go into the lion's den. I'm ready to go and give them, I'm not going there for any other reason except to give them one more chance, one last chance to return the kingdom to you and make peace with you. And in order to achieve that, I will do anything. So it is said that when Krishna spoke these words and got into the chariot and was going in the direction of Hastinapura to talk, all the Pandavas and the other members of that family stood there looking at Krishna going with tears of gratitude and joy in their eyes. Tears of gratitude, tears of joy. This Krishna, how much he is willing to do for us. So the Bhagavatam speaks that Krishna is waiting for us. That sense of urgency that we should go back to Krishna. Krishna shows when he came as Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was much more anxious than all of us that we should go back to Krishna. We don't have anxiety, we don't feel. We are very happy in this material world, suffering here. We don't even understand how much we are suffering. Like when Indra came to this material world, he had a family he was born in a family of a pig because of a curse. Then the Devatas come to Indra and say, now you come back, your period of curse is over, you come back and take your position in the heavenly planets as the king of the Devatas. Then Indra says, how can I leave my family and come? They're wrong, I have my children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, etc. The Devatas will be astonished, but that is also astonished at the power of Maya. We are also victims of Maya. The same Maya which captured Indra has captured us also. We think that we don't have to become serious devotees in this life. We think it's okay, we can chant Hare Krishna and pursue whatever we want. But no, that's not the way it works. We have to become serious. Just as Yudhishthira was fighting a battle to get back his kingdom, to establish Dharma as an agent of Krishna, we also have to fight a battle against Maya to get back our right to worship Krishna. Today, Maya has stolen away our consciousness, and we don't think that worshipping Krishna is so important. Or worshipping Krishna in an unconditional, uninterrupted, selfless way is important. We don't believe that. Maya has stolen away our intelligence. So Bhagavatam has come here to rescue us and give us back our right to be intimately connected with Krishna. As intimately as the Pandavas, as intimately as the associates of Krishna in the Goloka. We also have the same right. Krishna came to release the Pandavas and give them his mercy. The same mercy of Krishna, it said when Krishna went back to the spiritual world, Krishna's mercy took shelter in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna's Krupa, Shakti, that means mercy, took shelter in the pages of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So when we read the Bhagavatam every day or hear the Bhagavatam, then our desire to be under the shelter of Krishna always will be awakened. And then Krishna comes again as Lord Chaitanya to deliver the Bhagavatam into our hands and says, listen, take this book, you read it. That will connect you back to Krishna. And being under the shelter of Krishna is your highest position, to be under the complete shelter of Krishna. Bhagavatam has come to deliver Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to deliver Bhagavatam to you. Bhagavatam delivers Krishna to you, gives you Krishna, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give you the Srimad Bhagavatam because we are not taking it. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself comes as Lord Chaitanya to force this book into our hands and make us study like we are doing now. So not only the 6 questions of the sages, Any other question we have about life, about dharma, about karma, about Krishna, about bhakti, what type of bhakti we should follow, is there in the pages of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So Parikshit Maharaj achieves Krishna completely at the end of the narration of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, the Srimad Bhagavatam in the 12th canto, 11th and 12th canto, discusses what are the painful effects of Maya in the Kali Yuga. But in the 12th canto and the 11th canto, repeatedly Sukadeva Goswami says, one who takes the shelter of the Guru Parampara, accepts a Guru and chants the names of the Lord, will eventually become free from the clutches of Maya. And the Bhagavatam also says, there is no other way by which you can become free from the clutches of Maya except by surrendering to Guru Parampara and the holy name of the Lord, chanting the holy name of the Lord. Now it is this message that is forcibly given to us, mercifully given to us. I can't use the word forcibly. Mercifully given to us by the Guru Parampara, by Lord Chaitanya. So if those of you who are spending some time reading the Bhagavatam every day, you are the most blessed people in this material world, because you are overcoming the influence, or shall we say the poisonous influence of Maya. You are becoming free from being jailed by Maya, and you're becoming a free living, free Nitya Siddha living entity who has taken shelter of Krishna. Like Krishna tells Yudhishthira, for you I'm ready to do anything because you've conquered my heart by your faith in me, by your bhakti. That's one of the most beautiful conversations in the Mahabharata. The conversation that the Pandavas have with Krishna before Krishna goes to Hastinapura as the messenger of the Pandavas. Krishna asks each one of them to talk. He asks Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva. All of them say the same thing. My Lord, I may feel like this, I may feel like that, but because you're asking, we are saying, but actually what we want is to follow your advice. Whatever you decide is good for us. We have no doubt. We accept it. Yudhishthira says, my Lord, as you are going, please go with this message that whatever settlement you make there, you don't even have to verify with me or check with me. I will accept it wholeheartedly. You don't even have to verify with me. Krishna says, I am grateful to the faith you are having, and I will do everything that is good for you. The living entity of this world, by reading the Bhagavatam, will also automatically come to this same view. My Lord, you decide whatever you like. But I always want to remain as your servant, selflessly serving you as your servant. This is the message of the Bhagavatam. As you are closing the first canto, with just 2 more verses to go, 3 more verses to go, you should understand that there are 6 questions. Of all these 6 questions, what are the activities of Krishna and the avatars, and where has Dharma taken shelter, and why did Krishna appear in the womb of Devaki? We can ask this question, why did Krishna become charioteer of Arjuna? Why did Krishna protect Draupadi? Why did he become a favorite child of Yashoda? So all these questions have only one answer. The answer is that because they had developed faith and love for Krishna. Why did he choose Devaki? Why did he choose Arjuna? Why did he choose Yudhishthira? Why did he protect Parikshit? The secret answer, I can't say secret, the real answer is because they had bhakti, they had faith in Krishna, they had love for Krishna. They would do anything for Krishna. And hence Krishna also would do everything for them. Why did Krishna preach the Bhagavad Gita? Krishna preached Bhagavad Gita primarily to Arjuna and also to all of us, because he has as much love for you, all of you here, as he had for Arjuna. Why does he have so much love for you and me? Because we are also children of Krishna. Mamaivamshu jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. We are also having the same position that Arjuna had with Krishna, in the sense we are also children of Krishna. So Krishna has the same type of love for us, but we are lost here as prisoners of Maya. And so Bhagavatam has come to give you the key by which you can unlock the doors of Maya's kingdom and walk into Krishna's kingdom. Walk into Krishna's kingdom. That is what the Bhagavatam gives you. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Any comments or questions?